you know, and then I'll tell you just what you don't. It's a little strange, but I'm not complaining. You're over the edge, you're out of control. Out of control.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gypsy Poet Radio here on blogtalkradio.com/Gypsy Poet. I am the Gypsy Poet, and, of course, there's my wing gal every fun day, Sunday afternoon, just rocking it with me. We got some awesome guests this afternoon, and they are just a diverse couple of folks who just rock it and roll it, literally. They have some awesome music, and I'm going to share that later on Facebook after the show. They are Tania, Fardella, and James Swinson. Is everybody with me? We're here.
Yeah.
Hi, James. What are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. Hey, man. It's good to hear your voice.
Boy, I've known you since about 1996 at the Story Plow. When I first came back from L.A., you were playing there all the time.
Yeah.
And then at the Stork Club, you played like every week. Didn't you meet at my open mic?
We did,
yeah.
Actually. Open mic at
Story
Plow.
Have a love connection at my open mics. How long ago was that?
1998, I think. Wow. We actually were friends for a long time before we actually went out officially, but we would go to the Starry Plow and the Stork when it was still over on 12th Street.
Yeah.
And then it was a little while, and then one thing led to another, and here we are. We lose track of how long it's been, actually.
So you've known each other, what, 15 years?
Yeah.
That's
a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's been 15, yeah. We do seriously lose track. We have to look at the calendar. Like, when was it again?
Did you guys go to my daughter's wedding?
Yeah,
we
did.
Yeah.
That was 8 years
garden.
ago, you know.
Yeah.
How long?
8 years ago they got married. They got 2 kids now.
Oh, my God.
A boy that'll be 7 this month and a girl that'll be 4 this month.
Oh, it flies by.
You guys missed one hell of a party last night. Paul Pot had a party.
I know.
Aww.
I know. I heard about it because, like, I did that first Friday. I had a little art show, and guess who came out? They got the post with Steve Coleman and Eddie Haskell.
Boy, I haven't seen Eddie. You mean Eddie Haskell's still alive?
Well, I mean Cuddy from Eddie Haskell.
But the guy that was the lead singer, isn't he dead?
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, he was talking a little bit about that, yeah.
Oh, what happened to him?
OG.
Oh, my God. I liked him. He was a really cool kid. Yeah. And I've known the other Steve since L.A. I met him in L.A. at Al's Bar.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. We were just shooting it a little bit about the Ivy Room and Tony Gilkinson and having fun and talking about, different stuff.
You still got that loft on San Leandro you used to have where you had all your art stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
The cannery is still operating.
They had a major remodel a few years ago.
Yeah, they remodeled it, and I haven't really been doing the art music shows like I did, but...
So how long have you been there? 20 years?
Longer.
Longer?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
25 plus.
25 years, my goodness. That was a real big place.
Let's talk a little bit about your music. I've been spending all afternoon listening to y'all's music from the band Rockinghorse. I'm just loving it. And one particular one that Girl George posted on my page, I just couldn't help but listen to. It's really infectious. It's called Roller Coaster.
That's my favorite one of Edgy. He used to go by Edgy.
George used to request that every open mic, every show. It was like, play the Rockinghorse song. I mean, the Roller Coaster song.
Don't listen to that because we're deep in, writing and doing new stuff, but I really, really do like it. I love it. It's got power.
Oh. It is quite a powerful tune. It's very, very infectious, very much so. And there's so much to it. It's just like, you got things going on in there. It's like, I can see why you call it that, too. Where you from originally?
Yeah.
So you guys have been traveling around the world, right?
Well, I was a travel agent for a while, actually about 5 years around the time when we first met. So we pretty much ended up going everywhere with our guitars for that whole period of time, and we just played wherever we could, and we went and we recorded a couple of acoustic duet. We did a couple of demos during our travels. We did one in Liverpool and then one in Austin, and we just sort of started preparing to put our material together to record our actual CD, which the Roller Coaster was on our first.
Oh, I've got that one.
Came out in 2007.
So did you make it to Greece? You're Greek, right?
I'm half Greek, yeah. My mom was born there, yeah.
So did you make it to Greece?
James and I did not, but I've been there twice. I still have family there, and they cook for like weeks before you arrive, and they make the whole entire time. It's great. It's really fun.
My partner here, the Gypsy poet, she's Greek too.
Yes, we just discovered that. And actually, my mom's name is Sophia, so it's kind of
amazing.
A neat coincidence.
It's a good Greek name. Huh?
Yes, it means wisdom.
Well, the guy we got on next week is half Greek too. He's like Greek in English.
Got
a lot of
Greeks are taking over
this month.
Yes, we are. It is a fortunate trade.
we like another local musician, Paul Manousos. That we play shows with a lot. He's Greek too.
Speaking of Greeks,
what happened to Philo? Have you seen him?
Not in a while. But yeah, he just got the cool picture from the Stork with his bass.
His Rickenbacker bass.
Yeah, and he posted it. So, no, I haven't seen him since a little while.
We ran into him in Jacqueline and Squared and Art Show a couple of years ago.
I was doing the Best of the East Bay show.
He's really into fencing now.
Yeah.
He's
cool.
a lot of fencing and
you should join the SCA. Do you know what the SCA is?
No.
Where they dress up in Renaissance outfits and they have sword fights and they go up in the country and drink mead and do everything. They have to make their own clothes and stuff. It's like the Renaissance Fair. Probably that's what the Renaissance Fair came out of, And it's college kids, so they have new kids every year from the colleges, but they all dress in Renaissance type outfits. But you got to make your own outfits. You got to be authentic and da.
Wow.
Star was in that in college. He'd love it. They sword fight all the time.
So tell me a little bit about your influences.
Well, my dad played the trumpet, and my mom played classical piano, so we always had music in the house. My mom loved Elvis and Hank Williams, so those records were always on. And the first record I bought was The Carpenters, actually. A Song for You was like the very first record when I was 8 years old. And then I played flute in elementary school and tried cello for like a week, but we lived on a really steep hill, so it was sort of unwieldy and just kind of, that didn't last long. And then I got a guitar when I was 14 and started taking lessons, and I saw Tom Petty at the Cow Palace in 1981, and that was kind of it. I just got sort of obsessed.
Oh, yeah, I remember you loved Tom Petty.
Oh, I still love him. We actually met him a few years ago, which he was like the sweetest, nicest, kindest person, thank God. It was really good. And I in high school wanted to be in a band, but my parents were very they just thought I would get involved with a lot of dangerous people. So
which you did.
I was like, yeah, they were probably right. So they sort of nipped that in the bud at that point. But I met Jamie Pike, actually a friend of mine, when I was 19, and he was sort of the first person that encouraged me to get up and play out, and we learned like 3 hours of material, and we used to do shows at Quinn's Lighthouse in Oakland. And
I've been there.
Yeah,
Dennis
it's a really
plays here
neat
all
place,
the time,
actually.
does those sea shanties.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, definitely off the beaten track.
Yeah, they were there, I think, every Wednesday or something.
You guys should come to the Long Hall tonight. It's across the street from the Starry Plow at the end of the block. I run an open mic there the first Sunday of every month. And Little Boy Blue, you remember him?
Who?
The one that does all those radical left wing things. Little Boy Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's my partner there running the open mic, except he shows up about once a year. But he's in town tonight.
Good, yeah.
So he'll be there tonight. So it should be a good night. You should come down.
Huh. Well,
It starts at 7. It's 7 to 9. Across from the Starry Plow. Just go to the Starry Plow and go to the end of the block. It's right there.
Wow.
Awesome.
Cool.
So
And Guy will be there.
What...
You know Guy. He played with you, too. He's still playing with me after 10 years. He cusses me out every night, but he still plays. He's played with every band in the world, and then he decides he's too good to play with them. But he still plays with me. He just calls me names every day.
I actually had 2 questions here, but I'm going to start with this one. Where are y'all from originally? I've been dying to know about this one. So,
born and raised in the Bay Area. Grew up in Oakland, so.
Yeah, we both.
We're at in Oakland.
Like Rockridge area.
Oh,
like right
that's
on
the
the
rich
line
part.
too, because Oakland, Berkeley, like College Avenue.
That's a nice area.
In Rockridge, yeah. I mean, I basically.
I'm from down on East 8th Street, below San Leandro, so I was in the bad neighborhood. 51st and East 8th Street.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of near the studio.
That's about where your loft thing is.
Yeah, East Oakland, and that's where we kind of recorded too.
Yeah.
On 14th, yeah.
Sisters, James?
I have a sister.
How old is she? Older or younger?
Older.
Older.
And I have.
What did your father do?
I have a half brother and a half sister, Kirk and Jane, from a second marriage. My parents were divorced when I was early. Gave me some good fuel for writing, but.
What kind of work does your father do? Is he an artist too?
Yeah, he's a conceptual artist. He's a really good idea man. You know, he is into. He's kind of. I get a lot from him as far as the workaholism. You know, being motivated. But I mean, they always like Paul Potts interview that I listened to. I mean, he wanted me to. Be a lawyer or an architect, but art, like, was the odd. But my mom's an artist, so we I grew up with that band, and I really didn't have a choice.
Yeah, Paul Pot was the same way. His mother was an artist.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Like, we have that in common. And then when I was 19, I was selling art, and we had a gallery in Sausalito, and I just always thought that was going to, continue on. So, but there was a big, long break before the sales of that happened again.
How did the band Rockinghorse evolve?
The two of them got together.
Yeah.
Well, they were the Wallflowers, but then Dylan's kid had that name.
Started with Alan Lucchese from Soundwave, and we did our demos, and we took that out, like Tania was saying, we went on the road with that to get up to speed, and then that was like our scratch track for the ideas, and then when we went to SOS Recording in Austin, we played that out, and we were shopping for a producer, and then we hooked up with Scott Solovich, who was a friend of a friend's from Alameda, and then Electric La La Land was like a really cool place for us because it was a sound stage and we could track, and we captured a lot of cool energy that way, and that's kind of what we're doing now.
So we've kind of evolved with playing with different people.
Yeah.
And right now, we're really happy right now with the way our setup, and actually we want to do a little shout out to our band, Chris Bryant, CB. He's our lead guitarist, and we like to say he's our director of public relations and marketing, because he's always after us to make T-shirts and stickers and all the promotional stuff, and he's just great. We love him. And Greg Novak is our bassist, and Charles Waltmeyer is our drummer, and they're all great people, and we're really happy with our configuration right now. We're in pre-production right now to record our next album, and
very nice.
We're going to actually be putting together a Kickstarter campaign pretty soon, probably in the next month or two, to be able to go back in the studio and record.
Very nice.
So where are you living now?
Cool.
Are you living in the loft, or are you in Alameda, or are you going back and forth between 2 or 3 different places?
Right.
We're kind of all around. We're in Moraga at the moment. We're
Moraga,
kind of in a little tree house.
That's a nice place up there.
Yeah, it's
hot,
very
though.
green. It's really pretty, and we live here with our 2 birds and our rabbit.
Are you in a tree house for real?
No, it seems like
know
one.
People that have tree houses. Those are cool.
It's not an official tree house, but it feels like a tree house.
That's good to know.
But James still has a studio in Oakland, so he's there. James is actually probably the most prolific person I've ever met in my life, and so I have to say that. I mean, he's just always writing, always playing. He's just very motivated, and what can I say? He inspires me.
So you write songs together, you write them separate, or you do both?
James pretty much mainly writes he writes the material, and then sort of the process is he'll record them. He'll record solo, and then I take the recordings he does and drive around in the car. I just take him out in the car and drive around and figure out the harmony arrangements, whatever I want to do. I've always just loved Graham Parsons and Emmylou Harris and the Grievous Angel album, and Chuck Prophet is local guy, and Stephanie Finch. I love their harmonies, especially on their earlier albums from a few years ago. And so that just really influenced me. So I sort out the harmonies, and then we go in and learn the material with our band, and that kind of evolved from there.
Yeah. Have you guys played any of those house parties? They seem to have house parties all the time.
Yeah. We haven't really done. There's a website that we saw where I guess you can sign up and be on the website, and people can book you to do house parties. But we haven't
Peter
really.
Case does that, and
we saw that.
Sort of famous
Casey Turner does a lot of those.
Too. Chuck has played with Casey Turner, and I know. I know that he does that. We'd like to hook that up. There's a possibility.
I suppose they make money at it because they're touring bands. They must be making something, or they couldn't do it, because they've got to make money.
I think they do. I mean,
those fairs and those Jerry days and stuff like that. You should get hooked into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we're doing an Art in the Park coming up in August 18th. We're playing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's actually in Martinez at Susanna Park, and so that's a big thing. People, they're going to have a lot of booths and people with their artwork and bands, music all day, and so.
Yeah, street fairs are cool too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, about my history in playing the street, right? I mean, Rocco Mozart and other bands. Well, some people at this Chinese restaurant up on College goes, Music Man, because that's all I used to do was busk and play the street. So, I mean, that's
what a lot of people do. Dan Lang, I think he does that all the time because he makes good money. The blues guy, he moved on up to Oregon, but then he just moved to the East Coast. He was up in Oregon, and then he just moved to Vermont, I think. I don't know why he moved there.
Yeah, and the guy that I was my friend Jerry Wagers, he's hardcore. I mean, if you've known of him, I was in a band with him in Trampoline.
Oh, yeah.
playing bass for a while, and he still plays it. He's a veteran, so I mean, he jangles the street. I mean, he does it. He's on the road constantly. But
he's great.
He's really been a good influence friend for me, and it's all good.
So tell me a little bit about Dirt and Glitter.
Yeah, that's just the new CD that I'm actually trying to. The show I just played solo with the first Friday. I got to debut some of the 8 new tunes that I just tracked at Two Dog Sound. That's what CB's calling his.
Two Hounds.
Oh, Two Hounds.
Sorry.
Yes.
Got to get that right. CB will be mad.
Yeah.
Sorry, CB. Yeah. So I was happy to do that. Socio-political stuff. I mean, I guess the dirt is that, part, and then the glitter is the up-tempo pop.
All the good stuff.
Jangle, sweet stuff. Because I do have some, Dream Angel is a cool new tune. So it's going in a different direction. Not too much different, but it is. Tania, softens out my angular, because my tag name is Edgy, so the edgy.
Well, that's what I liked about you, is because you were the only one that was anywhere near punk when I came in town.
Yeah, no.
You were the edgiest thing there.
I try to
me.
keep the punk element because I love Iggy Pop, and it's obvious, the Flintstones and Peter Case and all those people, and I'm influenced by the good ones, the people that move me. I like Jim Carroll a lot. I mean,
oh yeah.
I like the fast, articulate word people. I love Bob Dylan. You know what I'm saying.
Oh, Dylan's my hero.
Yeah, all the guys that do it.
Tania, I have a question for you. I want to come back a little bit to your heritage. Have you heard any music from your root heritage to be of influence for you?
Wow, that's a good question, but I mean, I'm familiar with the this sort of the traditional Greek music, and then of course my dad was Sicilian and Spanish, and so I'm again familiar with sort of the traditional stuff, but in what we're doing now, I don't know that it's been too much of an influence, really. To be honest, I mean, I enjoy it when I hear it, but I don't. Necessarily bring it into, what we're doing at this point.
That's understandable. I mean, especially since you were so young, and it's sort of shadowed in the background kind of thing. So I kind of know how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, the classical part of it, I grew up hearing my mom play the piano, and she is just an amazing player. In fact, she's giving me some lessons now, or we're working on some things, and I think that really made me just appreciate very just melodic, melodies and things like that, and I bring that into it. I think that influences me a lot, more than, kind of the traditional, the music from my heritage.
Well, just letting you know, the little secret between you and me, I'm also classically trained on the piano, too.
Oh, that's... Well, they always say, once you can do that, you can play anything. I mean, that's just such a background to have.
Exactly. So I know where you're coming from. Yes, I do. So
yeah.
Okay, you got two Sophias here that have a background in music. Okay, that's awesome. Oh my goodness. So tell me something. What are there any places around the world that you really want to see?
Morocco.
This goes for both of you.
Morocco. That was the one place we were going to go on one of our trips, and we ran out of time. And I'm actually, we talk about it every so often, like, we never got to Morocco.
And
but
Spain.
That and Spain, I really want to see where my great grandparents came in 1907. They came over on the boat, and I really want to see where they had come from. I was able to go to Sicily with my parents, and I went to Greece with my parents, and that was just, it was amazing. It was such a great time. But still, Spain is the one that's
awesome.
the one place left.
We are going to. We're working to go to see your friends in New Zealand.
Yeah,
cool.
My friend Laura.
You going to go to Australia?
When we go down there, we'd love to go there. But my best friend from childhood married a Kiwi, and so she's been living there for about 10 years. And so I promised her that before, let's see, sometime in the next 2 years, we've got to get over there.
Larry Noble, the blues guy, he's got a girlfriend from Australia. He's going to go down to Australia in a couple months.
Oh, wow.
He's dragging him down under.
Yeah, it's pretty volatile. I mean, my father's from St. Thomas in the Caribbean, so that's where they're from. And he was born there.
Oh.
So it's anything that's 18 degrees on the equator and the sun. It can be a wild and dangerous element.
Well, how did you get to be a blonde? Is your mother Swedish?
My mom is Danish.
Oh, I see.
But I'm Norwegian and she's Danish. My dad.
Yeah, what's your dad?
I think I have more actually of my mom, the Danish.
What's your dad, Spanish?
Her look is a little different.
What's your dad? What nationality is your dad?
He's Norwegian.
No. Also, you all got Scandinavian. I
Yeah.
thought that's what you look like.
But I mean, there's dark-haired Scandinavians too, and
not many.
Yeah.
They're all redheads and blondes. My daughter married a Scandinavian, and then her father's Scandinavian, so my grandkids are blondes and redheads.
I was going to say we got about less than 3 minutes on the show here. Is there anything you guys want to plug?
Our show, like we said, is coming up August 18th. That's at Susanna Park in Martinez at Art in the Park. We're playing at 2 o'clock. And so people can go to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/RockingHorseBand. And then our music is on Reverb Nation, so that's reverbnation.com/RockingHorseBand. And also we're on iTunes and Amazon.
Very nice.
Let's see, what else? James's art website is cangalleryart.com.
Yeah.
And
on the Kickstarter thing, because I'm pretty much known for my art and sets and stuff like that. And I have work in TV and film and in Los Angeles. I have an agent D2, so I get stuff out there. But we're doing a Kickstarter thing where I'm going to be, auctioning off my artwork along with trying to raise money. So.
Oh, very cool. Very, very, very cool.
So that'll be posted on our Facebook and probably in about a month or so. But thank you so much for having us. We so appreciate, and we're just honored to be on your show.
I mean, we don't really consider ourselves like the little tag says we're rock star friends. But
consider you a rock star.
You're a rock star. On Friday,
I consider you a rock star. That's all that
listened to
counts.
the Peter Case interview, and I just thought, wow. That was really good, Girl Georgie.
Well, I also did Paul Pot, and
that was great.
Mike
we
Wilhelm
and
Paul's
too.
The Flaming Groovies. You're in that category to me.
Oh,
I really
man,
think you're a star.
So cool
both
of you
of
to
you.
say. I love those guys.
I wouldn't have asked you if I didn't think you were.
Really?
You were my favorite act at the Store Club. I gave you the best time every time and let you play as long as you want, even though everyone got on my case. How come they're on? I said, because they're better than you.
Oh man! I know. Remember the Ratto Rubber? The Steve Coleman warehouse shows.
Yeah.
That was fun.
You guys are stars. You guys are stars. I love your music.
Aw.
Yes.
I love
very,
watching
very
you on
good
stage
music.
too. You're great.
Alrighty then, it looks like we're about out of time. I had a wonderful fun day afternoon. Girl George, you always make Sunday a fun day here at Gypsy Poet Radio. Thank you so very much. And, of course, the lovely Tania Fardella. Oh, what a beautiful name. And Jimmy Swinson.
I'm
what
looking
a
at her.
James.
James, sorry.
Hey.
James, I'm sorry.
You guys aren't bad yourself,
James.
man. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, absolutely, and a wonderful afternoon. Great stories, and of course, please check them out on Reverb Nation, and they also have some music on MySpace as well. Check out Roller Coaster on YouTube and every other thing they have. This is Rockinghorse, everybody. Go ahead, go listen, rock it. They are great. Thank you so much. Girl George, thank you so much for a great afternoon. I'm the Gypsy Poet, signing off, saying, with Girl George, adieu for now.
Ciao.
I was too young to love, too young to care, too hard to hold, to know that difference. Tell me what you think you know, and then I'll tell you just what you don't. It's a little strange, but I'm not complaining. You're over the edge, you're out of control. Out of control. Motion roller coaster ride. Motion roller coaster ride. Sitting on the grass of a time I can't recall. Simply the windows of a mind you never saw. We should be where we could be. Might be maybe stars. You stood in a place you know that never was chasing you. Illusion holding on to your dreams. You got an active imagination, an open mind. It's a motion roller coaster ride. Motion roller coaster time. Coaster ride. Coaster ride. Motion roller coaster ride. Motion roller coaster ride. Tell me what you think you know, and I'll tell you what you don't. You're convinced that